I now call the May 23rd, 2024 Young Community School Board meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, Welcome, everyone. My name is Debbie Edwards, and I am the school board president. Our agenda for this meeting is available on the Young Community Schools website. We received a packet of information that summarizes agenda items the week prior to the board meeting. This allows us to read and study the material ahead of time and ask any questions of the superintendent before the meeting. So, Superintendent Woods, are there any community comments?
Yes, Sarah?
Yes, we have 3 signed up for non-agenda topics.
Non-agenda. For community comments that are separate from items on the posted agenda, please understand that the board will not engage in discussion per policy 1400. Board values and supports the opportunity for community members to share ideas. However, the non-agenda items, the board will not take action, but may refer the issue to the administrator for further investigation or research. Comments on non-agenda items will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker and 15 minutes per topic. Any comments directed at the performance of school personnel will not be allowed. Comments that are inappropriate to an open public meeting will be immediately stopped by the board president. Community comments need to be presented in a respectful manner following proper form. Disruption of the meeting beyond the open comment period can result in the meeting being recessed. Okay, first one.
Yes.
We need Martin Wheeler. I will meet you over at the podium with the microphone.
My name is Martin Lee Wheeler, and I'm here representing parents that were in this community for many years. Richard H. Wheeler and Florence Wheeler. Everybody here in this building has a heart. Blessed is the peacemaker. We all have to come together. This situation that is now in Young is all over the state. Collective minds have got to come together. We all have a responsibility to make sure that this school district stays intact. Not everybody will want to maybe stay here during this period of time. But you cannot let this school district go down. There will be give and there will be take. Everybody here has a responsibility. And it's a big one because everybody in this state is watching Young Community Schools. What you do is the way the rest of the state is going to go. Be the champion that you are. Thank you.
Celia.
Good evening. The Constitution of the State of Washington requires the public schools to educate the state's children, teaching them reading, writing, and understand mathematics. Over the years, especially the last 10 to 15 years, our teachers required to indoctrinate our children. Parents are beginning to say no in more and more numbers and louder with their votes. Many parents are finding alternatives to public schools. If I had children, I would have said no a long time ago. Each parent should have the right and the responsibility to say what is acceptable to them for their child's education. Years ago, parents could opt out of sex education for their child. Now, parents are not being allowed to opt their child out of indoctrination classes until the public schools go back to teaching the basics and protecting the innocence of the child, our child. Our schools will continue to disintegrate and fall apart. Voters will continue to vote no on school levies. Why should any of us be required to pay for teaching our children what we as parents and intelligent people do not support, that which can and will damage their ability to think, their self-esteem, and their study skills? The purpose of the public school was initially intended to teach our children to be productive students, not unthinking robots. We must go back to education and stay out of indoctrination. We want a healthy and productive and peaceful society. Thank you.
Gabriel.
Good evening, folks. My name is Gabriel Iverson. I'm here on behalf of PSC members and classified staff of the Yelm Community Schools. I am currently the PSC president of our Yelm chapter and a longtime resident of this community. This levy failure has caused a lot of heartache with our community and within our schools, and the process of the RIF reductions has been one of contention. 2 weeks ago in this building, our superintendent described the non-signing of an MOU agreement with our union as a deterrent to how the RIF process was conducted. I disagree. Our contract language, our collective bargaining agreement with this district specifically outlines what those RIF reductions should look like and outlines how they should be conducted. By using that terminology, I believe that it created some discontent within our staff and potentially our community about what the union does in collaboration with the district to make these situations, these tough times, more manageable for all, both the district and the staff that are negatively impacted by the RIFs. I encourage the district, the school board, and the administration to listen to what the union leadership suggested when these RIF proposals were first recommended, and to treat our community and the staff here at Yelm Community Schools with a lot of grace and a lot of patience, and to continue to do your best to follow the CBA agreements that we've collectively bargained.
Okay, moving on. School board meeting minutes. Do you have a motion?
I move we approve.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, 4, new business, individual contracts. Cleaning, staffing. I move. Okay, any discussion?
These are, with the exception of the first part, resignations, retirements, these are, all action that was taken last board meeting. And so these are specific lists of staff impacted.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. B, acceptance of gifts. Okay. Any discussion? And then I'll give a thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. C, resolution 09-23-24. Reduction education plan, reduction in force YAEOP, certified and classified administrators and non-represented and athletes. Discussion.
Yeah, I'd like to, share some additional information on this. You'll recall last board meeting, we did not share, details on names of staff impacted that, we would be having a conversation with, after, the board meeting. However, I do want to, share, action that we're asking you to take this evening in regards to, administrative cuts. We've got a series of, action items that I'd like to go through and share. First of all, a series of furloughs at district office and, even beyond district office. Just as a reminder, furloughs meaning, they don't work those days and they don't get compensated for those days. And so I want to go down the list here. The superintendent, assistant superintendent, 10 days. Director of HR, director of finance, 8 days. Communications CTE director, 5 days. Director of student support, 5 days. Director of assessment, 5 days. Director of student learning, 5. Director of transportation, 5 days. Director of facilities, 5 days. Director of Food Services, 5 days, Director of Technology, 5 days, 14 principals and assistant principals, 5 days, Assistant Director of Student Support, 5 days, Assistant Director of Transportation, 5 days, Finance Manager, 5 days, Program Coordinators, there are 4 of those, and 5 days each. We are also reducing 7 positions at the district office, 4 coordinator positions. And then there are 3 positions that are in the YEA bargaining group. They were addressed last board meeting. 3 coach positions, 2 of those were on the reduction in force list. 1 was not, but will be moved back into the classroom. So 7 there. Assistant facilities director position was vacated with a retirement. A little over a month ago, we will not be filling that. We are reducing 3 assistant principal positions, 2 at the elementary, 1 at the high school. And I'll pause there for just a moment. Also as a reminder, you'll have action to take in June for policy 5310 as it relates to salaries for all of those employees. You recall that you approve any action taken for any salary changes. So the June 27th meeting will be asking you to make a decision and take action on policy 5310. In addition, we have contracted staff that we will be cutting. We have five BSA, two SLIs, one social worker, and we are creating one SRO position in the district. For OP reductions, again, this is where I will not be sharing names, but we have 2 positions eliminated. And then 7 positions have hours reduced, and 1 position would have days reduced. And that is the list for tonight. For athletics, obviously that is tied to decisions that are made around athletics. We met with their union this week. We gave them all the notes from the forum, and we will have further conversation. We have today confirmed with you that we're going to have a budget forum on June 13th to specifically address budget cuts for programs and services. So that's it for this particular resolution, unless you have any questions. Just give it a second, it'll work.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Question I have, Chris, so with the 2 batches of cuts that we've made today, approximately where does that put us on chipping away at the 15 million that we got to reduce the budget?
Well, we're in the process of doing a recall now. We started yesterday on special education teaching positions, and we started in the transportation department. So we'll have the concrete numbers probably next week that we'll be able to share with you as far as approximate amounts for staffing reductions. And then we're going to need to make significant reductions on the program and service side of things.
Is it fair to say that we're maybe halfway there, maybe a little bit more? But that
We might be halfway, yeah. I think it's very fair to say that. However, we're gonna have some very challenging decisions, not that these weren't challenging because they are very challenging, but we're also gonna have some very difficult program and service decisions, and that's gonna be the large part of that June 13th meeting, where we're gonna be going over the data that I shared with you this week from the forum, and asking you to do some work between now and then, because you're gonna have to give me some recommendations. We are costing out those items currently, and so we're gonna be able to bring those to you on June 13th. But then we'll be looking for some direction on where to go with those.
And one more question, because I fielded a lot of them lately. So can you explain a little bit about how the recall process is working?
Yeah, so we have very clear guidelines in the collective bargaining agreement about the recall process. What we've started as of yesterday with special education, for example, we start at the top of the list of those who were RIF'd, and we have the special ed position. We start with the first person, and then we also look at their endorsement. So they have to have the endorsement to teach that particular course or area of special education, and then we just work our way down. We've been able, as of today, I think we had seven placed. And I believe 4 were back into their original position, or 5. 5 were back in their original position. 2 with special education endorsements were offered positions and accepted. So we're continuing to work our way down that list. Same thing with transportation, same process. we start at the top. And whatever the position is that's open, if the person is qualified to do that, we offer that position. So we're gonna continue as quickly as we can. Our hope is that next week, we will be starting on basic education teachers, and that we would also be starting on educators. And again, move as quickly as we're able, and following the CBA.
So out of that 220, last meeting, approximately how many of those positions do you think are going to be called?
Well, with special education, all special education positions will be filled. If you remember when we talked before, we can't cut special education. And so those positions will be filled. Some of them may be filled with different staff who had special education endorsements. And then on the teaching side of things, we're still finalizing and determining staffing levels for those buildings, so we'll know exactly next week. We're hoping to narrow that down maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, and then start that recall with the exact number. What is challenging on the general ed side of things is trying to manage the K-3. We get funding. If we stay below the K-3, that's a good place, K-3 ratio of average of 17, you take into account not just classroom teachers, but other teachers that are also working with students. And it's to our advantage to stay as close to that number as we can. You go over, you get less, you stay under, you get more. And so that right now is the bulk of our time, determining how can we staff the K-3 to maximize the amount of dollars that we'll get from the state, but at the same time, making the necessary reductions we need to. So that's the big challenge there.
Okay, we have a motion and a second in discussion. Anything else? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, resolution 10-23-24, delegating authority to WIAA. Any discussion? This is just a normal once a year process, correct?
Yes, you do this each year as a member of the WIA for our athletics and activities.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, E 2024-2025 handbills from Fort Stephen, Blackamus, Denham, Mill Pond, Prairie, Southward, Ridgeline, Young Middle School, and Young Extension. Okay, discussion?
You'll have one more at the next board meeting. The high school's handbook will be in that one, but you approve handbooks each year for the following year. So what you see here is just the updates.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. F. RFP 01-25 school photography awarded to Dorian for the 2024-25 school year. Any discussion?
Every 3 to 4 years, it's recommended you have to bid for this, so that's what we did this year. They made some changes to the contract, but these would be for school pictures for all schools in the district.
Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, vouchers and payroll. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next 6, facilities report, public works. Do I have a motion? Okay, discussion, I see Chris is making his way up.
Your report packet has this month's completed public works projects. We're going to answer your questions. And recommend for approval.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Chris?
It's wrapped up. It just finished up 4 seasons.
Okay, any other discussion? Right. Done, right? Thank you. No, I meant, no, Chris, I meant you're done with. You're done with all of the safety.
Wow, he came in on his day off and
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 7, information, financial reports.
Chris will be going over the audit.
yes, I'll be going over the audit results in my report at the end.
Student enrollment report.
Still, holding steady. And, actually looking pretty good, considering the time of the year, typically it drops off quite a bit in the spring. But, our holding steady.
Okay, moving right along, board comments. I'm gonna start down with Lily.
Here,
Oh,
just-
Well, graduation is coming up, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited about like, the senior activities, senior sunset. Prom. Super excited, that's all I have for today, very short.
Okay, I don't have much to say either, but softball is sadly over. It's okay. I think we did good this year for coming with the young team. I'm excited to see what comes along next year. Sadly, I will not be there. We are graduating. But yeah, yes. Is this our last like official meeting? Is this our last meeting?
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
awards night.
Well, we do have awards night, which we are very excited about. That will be an exciting night.
You can tell them why, what you're doing.
Actually,
Sure.
us senior representatives are going to be the host for district awards night. So that is very exciting. I don't know what happened to you guys.
Well, last week I had the honor of third time doing Dollar for Scholars interviews. And I gotta tell you, we've got a bunch of great kids in Yelm that are gonna go places. These 2 ladies here did real well in the interviews, so, but, anyway. That's all I can say. I have no idea how much anybody's getting, because that goes to a different group and they gotta add, tell you everything and figure out what they get, so. But I just love doing that, so. And I just gotta say, there's been a lot of heartache going on with these budget cuts. A lot of time spent, so thank everybody for that.
Well, you guys want to start by saying that I appreciate everybody being here. Nobody enjoys where we're at right now. And I know it's harder for a lot of you than it is for us up here because our livelihoods are on the line. But I assure you that this isn't easy for us either. This isn't a place that I wanted to be in 6 months into my tenure up here. This isn't a place I wanted to see our kids to be in. But I assure you, like, we need to bond together as a community to get through this as representatives up here speaking said, everybody in the state is watching how we get through this. There's a lot of division going on online, a lot of division going on in person, a lot of misinformation. It's not helping us, it's not gonna help our kids, it's not gonna help us rebuild the community. So right now, we've got $15 million we have to cut, and that's real money. It's gonna touch every single sector. As you guys are aware, it doesn't just disappear. 15 million is a lot of money. So it's gonna take the whole community, it's gonna take everybody to volunteer, it's gonna take people to make commitments that are inconvenient to day-to-day lives, but we appreciate everybody banding together and showing why we are Yellow Strong.
I agree with these guys. We've got to stick together because divided we will fall. And so we are young and strong. I believe that with all my heart. And so I'm going to stand here together with my fellow board members and the superintendent and everyone else in this community. And we're going to get through this rally. We're going to walk together. We're going to come out on the other side, showing this state what Yellow can do for our kids. We've always come together for our kids, and we're gonna do it now. And with that, I attended the Yellow Middle School band concert. It was a lot of fun to see those kids. So I enjoyed that. And the next night, the high school band concert. So that's really fun to see. Yeah, here. And then I also had the opportunity to do the entrance audit for our school district and the exit audit. No findings. This school district is sound. Auditors were very impressed with us, so did a great job. Thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah. I don't have any comments.
I just want to go, we're going to put up presentation. I've just got a couple slides to share with you. I want to show the timeline of activity since we've been in our current situation as far as the levy. So if you recall way back in, anyhow, I'll continue on. So we started way back in April 26th, sent out a message to families and staff in regards to the initial return of election results. And then in May, went to a special board meeting specifically to discuss the process and whether you vote certified on the third community survey, meeting with association leaders, message to staff, board meeting on May 9th for a reduction in force for the first round. And then May 13th, staff and community budget survey closed. The May 15th date was the date that we had to notify AYA members of change in employment status. Another message out to families and staff on the 15th. Community forum on the 16th, we had nearly 400 people attend and had 500 comments on the poster paper when we were done. And we, with the help of those at the district office, we were able to quickly get that documented and shared with you this week for you to start looking and directing us on direction. And then May 20th, that is when we had to notify PSE of any changes in employment status. May 22nd, yesterday, I sent another message out to families and staff. Our goal is to be communicating with them weekly on updates and changes. Yesterday, the staff recall process started, and then where we are now, board meeting for, and, vote on the reduction in force for the other, groups in, bargaining units, and then, EOP's EOP group. They've got to be notified by the 31st. That's the group that you approved tonight in addition to the administrators. So we'll be meeting with those impacted in the next couple days. I believe we'll be doing that on Tuesday. So we've scheduled the board study session for June 13th. Because the first June meeting is the district awards. And so that will be the evening where we will be specifically having a conversation around budget cuts, as I mentioned earlier. And then June 27th board meeting, we'll be asking you to take additional action again on policy 5310, having to do with compensation for all of the administrative and non-rec group. And then I'll just add a little bit about the audit. We did have our exit interview, and we were audited in 3 areas. Accountability audit from September 1st, 2020 to August 31st, 2023. This was one of the big audits. It's a 3-year audit, financial audit, and then federal grant compliance. We will have our next audit in 2025, and programs will be financial statements and federal programs. So they'll be back in 2025 for that. But I need to say a big thank you to Jennifer and Jordan for the amount of time that they spent producing documents and working with the Washington State Auditor's Office. It is very time consuming, and they did a fantastic job along with all the other departments that were impacted, and also had to provide documentation for the audit. So it's nice to have that completed. Next one will be in 2025. And I would like to thank the board for helping us navigate some really challenging times. I'd like to thank our building administrators who have done a fantastic job of supporting their staff while still trying to manage the end of the school year, which is a very, very busy time under normal circumstances, let alone in the situation we're in. So big thank you to them. I'd like to thank our union leadership teams. They've been working hard and also above and beyond what they would normally be doing this time of year in the classroom, transportation, in the office, wherever that may be. And so I appreciate the comment about us coming together. We need to. We have to find a way to come together as a community, as a district, to make the necessary decisions, but then find a way to move forward for our students and for our staff. So I'd just like to say thank you to all who have been involved in the part of that process. It is not fun, and as I said before, it's not a situation that I would wish any district to be in. However, I think that if we do continue to work together, that we can come through this and prepare for next year and that new normal, but be able to do what's right for our students. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Okay, our next board meeting will be June 6th, 2024 at 6 p.m. And it's district award night, hosted by our student reps, right? Okay, with that, this meeting is adjourned.